Hello, friends. It's Pastor Don here for this week's episode of PD on Pop Culture. For those of you who are wondering, I'm feeling slightly better than I was Saturday. It's a slow process. Um, eh, Bronchitis. In case you were unaware, I did test for COVID and I was negative. So it has not been COVID. I've had basically bronchitis, I think. At least that's what we're working with. It's a long process for me. But getting better every day, feeling a little stronger each day. Still a bit tired and run down, but we'll get there. Anyway, for this week, I was completely unable to find anything that was a Broadway show. Um, because I don't, I could watch like a movie version of it, which is what I did with Les Mis, but that was really a movieized version rather than turned into a movie, so to speak. Um, and so I want to talk to you about a movie that I took the kids to see Friday a week ago, called Raya and the Last Dragon. Now, this is out in theaters right now. It's also streaming as a premium on Disney Plus. So if you're already paying for Disney Plus, you would still have to pay an extra. I believe it's $30 to have access to this film. Um, we went and saw it in the theater because it was just the kids and I. So first impressions. This is a beautiful, beautiful film. It's Disney animation. It's not hand drawn. It's computer animated, but it is well rendered. The storyline is set in Southeast Asia, so Cambodia, Vietnam, places like that. Imaginary. It's an imaginary world, but it seems based on these places. The imaginary world is called Kumandra, and the legend of Kumandra is about dragons. And dragons once existed in the world, but they sacrificed themselves to save the human beings from this evil force called Droon, which will take over human, turn them into a statue, and then split and become two Droon. And they've sort of scoured the land, and the people uh, had become statues, and the dragons sacrificed themselves to save the humans. And there was just the essence of one dragon left. And it was protected by one of the five clans representing the dragon. Let's see if I can remember. They were Fang, Tail, Spine, Claw, and Heart. I think that was right. Um, anyway, uh, Raya's father is the prince of the tribe who at the time controls the gem, and Raya is a young girl at this point, very young girl, and the tribes come together. Her father's trying to unite the tribes. But everyone wants control of the gem, and a fight ensues, and the gem breaks, and each piece of the tribe takes a piece of the gem, and the Droon come back, and there are no dragons to protect the people, and so the people begin to become overcome and turn into statues again, and so it's basically a quest story, and how Raya is trying to put the gem back together and recreate the last dragon and maybe save the world. Um, it's a really heartwarming story. There's some great themes here that I think are worth understanding. I mean, obviously, you see what happens when people will not work together. The abuse of power, the thirst for power, and what it does, and how it shatters the gem and shatters the land and shatters the people. Um, and ultimately, in the end, the thing that brings everyone back together is cooperation and working together. And um, so it reminded me of a passage from Ephesians. This is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 4. It says, "Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. Do not provoke them to anger." If only, they had taught their children to cooperate. If only it had been a value of these societies to cooperate together rather than to try to survive independently. Because at one point there's only one member of an entire society left to try to help put things back together. Um, it's a fun story. It's one obviously we've heard it a little bit before. It's a Disney thing. Raya, yes, she's a princess technically, um, but she's really more of a warrior, the warrior princess type. It was entertaining. I certainly recommend it. There, a little bit of tense stuff here and there. Maybe your younger ones would be a little concerned. Nicholas didn't mind it at all. He was good with it. So, um, and of course, Delilah loved it. I actually haven't seen her enjoy a film quite that much in a while. So anyway, if you're so inclined, it's one worth watching. If you want to shell out the money on Disney Plus for the premium, I mean that's up to you. If you want to sit and watch it at home, I think it's worth seeing on a big screen. If you're willing to go to a theater, they do take all the precautions. You have to wear a mask the whole time, etc. But that's your choice to make. Anyway, that's my thoughts for this week. Raya and the Last Dragon, worth a look if you get a chance. Take care and God bless, folks. Bye now.